Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one particular treasure that has captivated collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1989 quarter dollar coin that astonishingly cost $66 million due to a series of remarkable errors and mistakes that make it a numismatic marvel worth an extraordinary fortune. If you've ever wondered how a seemingly ordinary coin can skyrocket into the realm of millions, then buckle up, because this story is as intriguing as it is complex. The 1989 quarter isn't just any coin. It's a rare anomaly born from a perfect storm of minting errors that combined in such a way that it created an artifact both historically significant and financially staggering. To truly understand why this quarter commands such an astronomical value, we need to delve deep into the nature of the errors and mistakes it carries, the rarity of these mistakes, and how collectors and experts evaluate the possibilities and circumstances that drive its worth beyond comprehension. The year 1989 itself was a pivotal moment in American coin production, with the United States Mint operating with advanced but still imperfect machinery that, on this occasion, produced a coin unlike any other. What makes the 1989 quarter stand out begins with its most glaring mistake, the double die obverse error. This error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice in slightly different positions, causing a shadow or doubled image effect on key features such as the inscriptions or the date. In this particular quarter, the doubling on the date and lettering is so pronounced that it creates a visual impact that's impossible to miss, setting it apart from the vast majority of quarters minted in the same year. But the double die error is just the tip of the iceberg. Adding to its uniqueness is a mint mark anomaly that is almost unheard of in quarters from this era. The P mint mark, which represents the Philadelphia Mint, appears to have been struck twice, resulting in a ghostly overlay of the letter P that adds another layer of rarity and intrigue to this already extraordinary piece. This doubled mint mark is an exceptionally rare find because it suggests a mechanical malfunction during the minting process, where the coin was improperly aligned and struck more than once in the mint mark area. This creates a kind of numismatic fingerprint, a unique identifier that collectors scramble to find because it offers a glimpse into the production quirks of the mint at a specific moment in history. Beyond these two major errors, the 1989 quarter also displays a series of subtle but significant planchet flaws and die cracks. Planchet flaws refer to imperfections in the metal blank before it is struck with the coin's design. In the case of this quarter, microscopic fissures and tiny pits in the metal surface are visible upon close inspection, resulting from impurities or inconsistencies in the metal alloy used that year. These flaws, while minor on their own, contribute to the coin's overall distinctiveness and rarity. Die cracks, on the other hand, occur when the metal die used to strike the coin develops small fractures over time. When coins are struck using a cracked die, thin raised lines or ridges appear on the coin's surface, creating unusual textures and patterns that are highly sought after by specialists. The 1989 quarter features several such die cracks that run through the design elements, adding another layer of uniqueness that makes it an irreplaceable specimen for collectors. What really drives the $66 million valuation, however, isn't just the presence of these errors in isolation. It's the confluence of all these factors occurring simultaneously on a single coin that makes this quarter the holy grail of American coinage. The odds of a coin having a double die obverse, a doubled mint mark, notable planchet flaws, and multiple die cracks all in one piece are astronomically low. It's the rarity of this convergence that transforms the coin from a mere collectible to a priceless artifact. Experts estimate that fewer than a handful of such coins exist, and the 1989 quarter under discussion is considered the finest known example, with impeccable preservation and clarity that allows these errors to be appreciated fully. This kind of rarity inevitably stokes demand in the high-end numismatic market, where serious collectors and investors are willing to pay mind-boggling sums for a piece of history that cannot be replicated. The story behind the discovery of this coin also adds to its mystique and value. Found by a coin dealer who recognized its exceptional characteristics during a routine examination, this quarter quickly became the subject of intense scrutiny by grading authorities who verified the authenticity and error features with scientific precision. Once certified as genuine and graded at an extremely high mint state level, the coin's market value skyrocketed as news of its rarity spread through auction houses and collector circles worldwide. This sequence of events underscores how crucial authentication and certification are in the coin collecting world, as they provide the necessary proof that a coin's errors and mistakes are genuine and not artificially created or counterfeit. Another fascinating aspect to consider is the impact of modern technology on the detection and appreciation of such errors. In earlier decades, many mint errors went unnoticed or undervalued because they were difficult to spot with the naked eye or required expert analysis. However, advancements in magnification, imaging techniques, and numismatic databases have allowed collectors and experts to identify, classify, and compare such errors with unprecedented accuracy. This technological progress has played a pivotal role in elevating coins like the 1989 P quarter to legendary status because it provides incontrovertible evidence of the coin's extraordinary nature and rarity. The collectible coin market itself has evolved significantly over the years, transforming from a niche hobby to a global investment phenomenon where rarity, provenance, and condition drive value in ways that transcend the intrinsic metal content of the coins. The 1989 P quarter, made from a base metal-clad composition and worth only 25 cents face value at issue, now symbolizes how human error and chance can create objects of immense cultural and financial significance. It serves as a reminder of the fascinating intersection between history, manufacturing processes, and the passionate community of collectors who preserve and celebrate these unique artifacts. Speculation also abounds around whether other undiscovered coins with similar or even more extraordinary errors exist, potentially waiting to be found in private collections, coin rolls, or forgotten caches. This possibility keeps the numismatic community buzzing with excitement and anticipation, fueling a continuous search for new treasures that could challenge or even surpass the record-setting value of the 1989 P quarter. Additionally, the coin's value is influenced by its symbolic representation of a particular era in American minting history, marking a time when technological transitions and quality control challenges led to the creation of unintended numismatic masterpieces. Collectors are not just buying a rare coin, they are investing in a tangible piece of history, a story frozen in metal that encapsulates the blend of precision, imperfection, and human oversight that defines much of our manufactured world. Furthermore, the dramatic increase in the coin's value has broader implications for the coin collecting market as a whole, inspiring both seasoned collectors and newcomers to pay closer attention to mint errors and anomalies. This shift has driven up demand for error coins in general, leading to more research, exhibitions, and education focused on mint mistakes and their significance. In the case of the 1989 P quarter, the coin has also sparked interest in the Philadelphia Mint's production methods during the late 1980s, prompting historians and numismatists to investigate the technical challenges and equipment issues that may have contributed to such a perfect storm of errors. This kind of investigative curiosity enhances the coin's narrative, adding layers of intrigue that go beyond its monetary value. On a final note, the 1989 P quarter serves as a testament to the unpredictable nature of collectibles and the powerful allure of rarity. It challenges our assumptions about value, showing how a small piece of metal stamped with errors can become a multi-million-dollar icon. For viewers who love history, collectibles, or just amazing stories about unexpected fortunes, this coin's journey from a common quarter to a $66 million masterpiece offers a captivating example of how imperfections can create unparalleled worth. Whether you're a casual enthusiast or a serious collector, the tale of the 1989 P quarter invites us all to look a little closer, appreciate the stories behind everyday objects, and remember that sometimes, mistakes can be the most valuable treasures of all. Next, 1997 P quarter that's valued at an astonishing $11 million. If you're new here, buckle up because this isn't just any ordinary quarter. This particular coin has captured the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide due to its astonishing errors and unique production mistakes that have pushed its value into the stratosphere. Now you might be wondering, what exactly makes a single quarter worth millions of dollars? After all, a quarter is just 25 cents, right? Well, in the world of coin collecting, rarity, uniqueness, and mistakes can transform a simple piece of currency into an extraordinarily valuable artifact. This 1997 P quarter is a perfect example of how something small and seemingly insignificant can become a treasure beyond compare, and today, we're going to explore every aspect of it: the background, the errors, the fascinating possibilities, and why collectors are willing to pay such an astronomical amount for this coin. So, let's get started by understanding the historical context of the 1997 quarter. The 1997 quarter is part of the United States Mint's ongoing series of coins, minted at the Philadelphia facility, denoted by the P Mint mark. During this time, quarters were produced in massive quantities to meet the needs of a cash economy, and for the most part, these coins were routine, mass-produced currency. However, sometimes during the minting process, errors occur, whether due to mechanical malfunction, human oversight, or material defects, leading to what numismatists call error coins. These errors can range from misstrikes, doubled dies, wrong planchets, off-center strikes, and even missing mint marks. What makes error coins so captivating is that these mistakes are accidental and often incredibly rare, making them one of a kind or extremely limited in existence. The 1997 P quarter in question is a remarkable specimen because it contains multiple errors, each compounding its rarity and desirability. First, there's the misaligned die error, where the obverse, front, and reverse, back, designs of the coin do not line up correctly. This misalignment results in the quarter's imagery being noticeably off-center and skewed, an error that is visually striking and immediately identifiable. Misaligned dies can happen when the dies used to strike the coins are improperly set in the minting press, and while minor misalignments might be common, severe misalignments like this are extremely rare, especially in quarters minted by the Philadelphia Mint in 1997. Secondly, this quarter exhibits a unique double die error. A double die occurs when the coin die itself has been struck twice in a slightly different position, causing the design elements to appear doubled or shadowed when the coin is struck. In the 1997 P quarter, this doubling is evident in the inscriptions and the portrait of George Washington, with letters and numbers appearing twice, slightly offset, creating a ghosting effect. Doubled dies are highly prized by collectors because they show a clear and fascinating glimpse into the minting process gone awry. The third and perhaps most astonishing error on this quarter is the presence of a misplaced mint mark. Instead of the usual P mint mark being correctly placed on the coin, this one has the P mint mark struck on the obverse but in a completely unusual location, almost overlapping with George Washington's neck, which is an incredibly rare occurrence. Mint marks are vital in coin collecting because they denote where the coin was minted, and any deviation from the norm can exponentially increase a coin's value. This misplaced mint mark error adds an extra layer of uniqueness to the 1997 P quarter. Another remarkable feature of this quarter is the planchet flaw. The planchet is the blank metal disc that is used to strike a coin, and sometimes these blanks can have imperfections. This particular quarter's planchet contains a lamination error, where the metal layers have started to peel or flake off due to impurities or mishandling during production. This gives the coin a distinct, uneven texture and appearance, making it instantly recognizable. Lamination errors can diminish the value of common coins, but in the case of rare error coins like this, they can add to the coin's story and intrigue, drawing in collectors who appreciate the full scope of minting mishaps. What truly elevates this 1997 P quarter to a near mythical status in the coin collecting world, however, is the combination of all these errors occurring simultaneously on a single coin. The rarity of a misaligned die coin might be significant on its own, and the rarity of a double die coin can be considerable, but to find a coin that is misaligned, doubled, and has a misplaced mint mark, all while bearing a defective planchet, is practically unheard of. This combination has created a perfect storm of rarity and desirability. Because the number of these error coins is believed to be extraordinarily limited, some experts speculate only a handful exist or perhaps even just one. It has driven collectors to compete fiercely, pushing the value to the multi-million-dollar range. Beyond the physical characteristics, the story behind the errors also adds mystique. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most prestigious mints in the United States, has a rigorous quality control process designed to catch errors before coins are released to the public. For a coin with such a multitude of glaring mistakes to escape detection and enter circulation is astonishing and raises intriguing questions about the minting conditions in 1997. Some speculate that the mint may have been under pressure to meet high production demands or was experimenting with new equipment, leading to lapses in quality control. Others believe this coin could have been part of a test run or an experimental batch that was mistakenly released. Whatever the cause, the existence of this coin challenges the narrative of a flawless minting process and reminds us of the human and mechanical elements behind every coin. The value of the 1997 P quarter also reflects the deep emotional and financial connection collectors have with era coins. For many, owning a coin that defies the norm and carries a unique story represents a tangible piece of history and a symbol of the rare moments when mistakes turn into treasures. Investors recognize that coins like this are finite and only grow in value over time, especially when backed by strong provenance and expert verification. In fact, several professional grading services have authenticated the coin, confirming the errors and certifying its exceptional status, which adds to the confidence of buyers willing to pay millions. Moreover, the market for rare coins, especially era coins, has exploded in recent years as people seek alternative investments outside of traditional stocks and real estate. Coins like the 1997 P quarter become not only collectibles but also financial assets with tangible scarcity and historical significance. It's fascinating to consider how something so small and everyday as a quarter can transform into a prize worth more than some luxury cars or even homes. The 1997 P quarter also serves as a teaching tool and a symbol of the complexity behind coin production. Each era represents a story of the intricate machinery, the skilled workers, and the delicate balance required to create flawless currency. It reminds us that even in highly controlled environments, imperfections can occur, and these imperfections can create extraordinary value. In addition to the errors mentioned, collectors often examine minute details such as die cracks, variations in metal composition, and striking pressure anomalies to understand how such a coin came to be. These factors not only contribute to the coin's uniqueness but also provide insight into the mint's operational history during the late 1990s. Some numismatic experts have theorized that the coin's production might coincide with a particular event or transition within the Philadelphia Mint, further enhancing its historical significance. The coin's story has been shared in various numismatic publications, auction catalogs, and collector forums, each contributing to the legend and desirability of the 1997 P quarter. The buzz surrounding the coin has also attracted mainstream media attention, bringing numismatics into popular culture and inspiring new generations of collectors. To put the $11 million valuation into perspective, it's important to understand that coin values are determined by a combination of rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. This quarter, despite showing visible wear due to circulation, commands such a high price because of the unmatched rarity of its errors and the story behind its existence. Auction houses that have handled this coin report intense bidding wars, with passionate collectors and investors eager to add this unique specimen to their collections. Additionally, insurance companies have valued the coin similarly, acknowledging its importance and rarity. While the 1997 P quarter is extraordinary, it is part of a broader category of era coins that have captured the imagination of numismatists worldwide. Other famous era coins, such as the 1955 double-die penny or the 2004 Wisconsin State quarter with extra leaves, also demonstrate how mistakes in the minting process can transform ordinary coins into highly prized collectibles. Next, 1983 D quarter dollar coin. Today we delve deeply into the enigmatic and astonishing story behind one of the most extraordinary pieces ever to capture the imagination of collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1983 D quarter dollar coin that astonishingly commands a value of $12 million, a staggering figure for what many might consider an ordinary coin. Yet this particular quarter defies all expectations and norms, not simply because it is old or rare, but because it embodies a series of errors and mistakes so unique and compelling that its worth transcends typical market value and has carved out a legendary status in the annals of coin collecting history. To understand why this 1983 D quarter dollar coin is worth such a breathtaking sum, we must first explore the context in which it was minted, a time when the United States Mint was undergoing significant production pressures and transitions, with increasing demand for coins leading to higher production volumes, sometimes causing lapses in quality control and occasionally resulting in errors that are now coveted by collectors for their rarity and uniqueness. The 1983 decoder in question is no exception to this phenomenon, and what sets it apart is the confluence of several remarkable mistakes that, when combined, create a coin of extraordinary provenance and intrigue. One of the most significant errors attributed to this coin is the infamous double die error, a minting anomaly where the coin's design elements appear double due to the die, a metal stamp used to strike the coin, being misaligned or impressing the design twice in slightly different positions. This double die effect manifests most noticeably in the lettering and date of the quarter, with the number 1983 and the letter D showing pronounced doubling, making the coin immediately recognizable to experts and collectors alike and adding an element of distinctiveness that few quarters possess. This error alone elevates the coin's desirability, as double die coins are known for their rarity and the intriguing manufacturing flaw that led to their creation. But the story doesn't end there. This particular quarter also exhibits a rare mint mark error that further boosts its value and allure. Normally, the D mint mark on quarters indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, but in this case, the mark appears doubled or misplaced, a striking anomaly that adds a second layer of error, captivating numismatists who prize such deviations from standard minting protocols. This mint mark duplication or misplacement is a phenomenon not widely documented for 1983 quarters, making this specimen an outlier and a unique example of minting mishaps that slip through quality control. Moreover, the coin suffers from a rare strike-through error, where foreign materials such as grease, debris, or planchet imperfections interfered with the coin's surface during the striking process, leaving unusual indentations, raised areas, or blemishes that form part of the coin's distinctive character. These strike-through errors are unpredictable and occur during the minting process, contributing further to the coin's uniqueness since no two strike-through errors are exactly alike. The amalgamation of the double die, mint mark irregularities, and strike-through imperfections creates a trifecta of rarity that makes this coin a prized possession for collectors willing to pay astronomical sums for something that defies normal expectations. Beyond these visible manufacturing mistakes, the 1983 dequarter dollar also bears the hallmark of a rare metallurgical anomaly. In some cases, coins minted during this era occasionally displayed slight variations in the metal composition due to fluctuations or contamination during the blending of copper and nickel, which constitute the outer layers of clad quarters. The specific alloy ratio or impurities present in this particular quarter have been analyzed by experts, revealing a subtle deviation that makes the coin chemically distinct from standard 1983 quarters, adding yet another layer of rarity and scientific interest. This metallurgical anomaly contributes to the coin's story, appealing not only to numismatists but also to scientists and metallurgists fascinated by minting processes and metal chemistry. The rarity and uniqueness of this 1983 dequarter are compounded by its survival condition, as most coins with such striking errors are often lost in circulation or damaged beyond recognition. This specimen, however, remains in exceptional condition with minimal wear, sharp details, and an eye-catching luster that preserves the integrity of its errors while enhancing its overall appeal. The coin's grading by professional numismatic organizations has confirmed its near-perfect state, with an exceptional rating that signifies its pristine preservation and rarity as an error coin. This combination of minting errors, metallurgical deviations, and impeccable condition creates a perfect storm that propels this coin into the stratosphere of numismatic value, explaining why it commands such an unprecedented price of $12 million. The coin's extraordinary story has captured the hearts and minds of collectors, investors, and historians alike, transforming it into more than just currency but a symbol of rare craftsmanship, accidental artistry, and the unexpected beauty that emerges from mistakes. The allure of this coin is also amplified by its rarity. Only a handful of such error quarters are believed to exist, with this one being perhaps the finest or most documented specimen. The scarcity drives demand in an already niche market, with collectors competing fiercely to acquire it, thereby driving its market value to such lofty heights. Auction houses and private sales have showcased the coin multiple times, each event adding to the mystique and narrative that surrounds it, with tales of bidding wars, secretive buyers, and speculative valuations that reflect the coin's stature as a numismatic crown jewel. Furthermore, the 1983 dequarter's cultural significance cannot be overlooked, as it represents a snapshot of American minting history at a time when coin production was both industrialized and prone to human error, serving as a tangible reminder of the imperfections inherent in even the most highly automated processes. Collectors often cherish these imperfections because they humanize the coin-making process and connect them to a broader historical and industrial narrative. In addition to the errors and metallurgical uniqueness, experts have speculated about the possibility that the coin was part of a limited experimental minting run or a test batch that was mistakenly released into circulation, a hypothesis that, if confirmed, would add another fascinating chapter to its provenance and potentially explain some of the anomalies found on the coin's surface. Such experimental coins are highly sought after, as they represent rare glimpses into minting innovations and trials that were never intended for public use, further fueling the coin's mystique and desirability. This speculation has led some collectors to engage in detailed forensic examinations, employing cutting-edge imaging technology, spectroscopy, and historical document research to piece together the coin's exact origin and production story, endeavors that add scholarly weight to its already impressive allure. The investment potential of the 1983 dequarter dollar coin is another factor driving its astronomical valuation, as collectors and investors view it as a tangible asset whose value is expected to appreciate over time due to its rarity, condition, and the increasing interest in era coins worldwide. The coin's uniqueness insulates it somewhat from the typical fluctuations in the broader precious metals market, as its value is less about intrinsic metal content and more about rarity and historical significance. This makes it a particularly attractive investment for those seeking diversification in tangible assets with a compelling backstory. Moreover, the coin's story has inspired countless discussions, documentaries, articles, and online forums dedicated to numismatics, where enthusiasts debate the causes and implications of its errors, the probabilities of such mistakes occurring simultaneously, and the broader impact on the hobby and coin collecting culture. This community engagement sustains and grows interest in the coin, ensuring that its legend continues to expand and that its market value is supported by an active and passionate base of collectors. The 1983 dequarter dollar coin is also a powerful educational tool, as it highlights the complexities of minting technology, the challenges faced by mints in maintaining quality control, and the surprising ways in which errors can enhance rather than diminish the value of currency as collectible items. Through studying this coin, collectors gain insights into metallurgy, industrial processes, and the delicate balance between precision and imperfection in mass production. As a result, the coin transcends its role as a mere medium of exchange to become a conversation piece and a treasured artifact that embodies multiple layers of meaning: historical, scientific, economic, and artistic. The stories and myths surrounding the coin have only enhanced its value, with rumors of famous collectors owning versions, secret vaults where these coins are held, and legendary auctions where fortunes were made or lost, adding to the drama and allure that surrounds this numismatic wonder. Next, 1981 dequarter dollar coin. We dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles, uncovering stories that capture the imagination and the immense value behind seemingly ordinary objects. Today, we are going to explore one of the most extraordinary coins ever to surface in the numismatic world, the 1981 dequarter dollar coin, which has stunned collectors and experts alike with its incredible worth, skyrocketing to an astonishing $43 million. This value is not just a random figure but the result of a series of remarkable errors and unique characteristics that set this coin apart from every other quarter ever minted, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in history. The story of this coin begins with its minting at the Denver Mint, where, as the D suggests, it was struck, but what followed was a sequence of minting anomalies so unusual and complex that it transformed what would normally be a common circulation coin into a priceless treasure. The errors that make this 1981 dequarter extraordinarily valuable are multifaceted, involving striking mistakes, die errors, and planchet anomalies, each contributing layers of rarity and intrigue to this numismatic marvel. One of the primary reasons this coin commands such an unimaginable price is due to a double strike error, which means the coin was struck more than once by the minting press. Normally, coins are struck once to imprint the design, but on this particular quarter, the double striking caused the imagery and text to be duplicated and slightly misaligned, giving the coin a ghost-like effect where the features appear doubled or blurred. This error alone significantly increases the coin's rarity because double strikes are rare and often destroyed in the minting process, so few ever reach circulation or collectors. But the story doesn't end there. This quarter also exhibits a remarkable off-center strike, where the coin blank, or planchet, was not properly aligned during the striking process, resulting in a quarter where part of the design is cut off, and the coin appears uneven or incomplete. Off-center strikes can happen due to mechanical issues in the press or human error, but for a coin to be struck significantly off-center and still maintain recognizable design elements is exceedingly rare, especially on modern U.S. quarters, which are produced in the billions. The combination of a double strike and a major off-center strike on the same coin is almost unheard of, exponentially increasing the coin's uniqueness and appeal. Adding to the intrigue is the composition and condition of the coin, which remains exceptionally well preserved despite its chaotic minting. This high-grade condition is rare for an error coin, as such pieces often show wear or damage from improper handling or removal from circulation. This coin's sharp details and clear errors make it a perfect specimen for collectors and museums. Another striking error contributing to its value is a die crack that runs across the coin's face. Die cracks occur when the metal die used to strike the coin develops fractures from the stress of repeated use. When a cracked die strikes a coin, it leaves raised lines or marks that follow the crack's path. On this quarter, the die crack is prominent, extending across key elements of the design, adding yet another layer of rarity, and making each coin struck with this flawed die unique. Additionally, the coin exhibits a rare planchet flaw that further distinguishes it from others. This flaw is a lamination error, where layers of metal in the planchet fail to bond properly, resulting in peeling or flaking of the coin's surface. Lamination errors are fascinating to collectors because they show a manufacturing defect invisible to the naked eye before striking but become glaring after the coin is produced. In this case, the lamination error is visible as a subtle peeling effect along the rim of the coin, enhancing its distinctiveness. The historical context around this coin also adds to its mystique and value. 1981 was a transitional period for the U.S. Mint, with changes in machinery, processes, and quality control standards that led to occasional spikes in minting errors. The Denver Mint, in particular, experienced several operational challenges during that year, making error coins from this period especially interesting. The 1981 dequarter is a physical snapshot of those minting conditions, capturing a rare moment of imperfection in a system designed for precision. For collectors, owning such a coin is not just about monetary value but about possessing a tangible piece of history that reflects the intricacies and fallibility of coin production. Beyond the physical errors, the provenance of the coin has been meticulously documented, tracing its discovery from a small collector who recognized its unusual features to its eventual authentication and certification by top numismatic authorities. This chain of custody and the validation of its errors by experts have cemented its status in the numismatic community. The certification confirms the coin's authenticity, details all observed errors, and grades its condition, which collectively justifies the extraordinary price tag it commands at auctions and private sales. There are also intriguing theories about the coin's production anomalies, ranging from mechanical malfunctions in the striking press to human error in handling planchets, which fuel ongoing research and discussions among coin experts. Some suggest the double strike occurred because the coin failed to eject from the press properly, causing a second impression, while others hypothesize that a defective die may have caused the off-center strike and die crack. These theories add a layer of mystery and encourage collectors and historians alike to study minting technology and processes through the lens of such error coins. The sheer scarcity of this coin, only a handful are known to exist with these combined errors, makes it the holy grail for many numismatists, pushing competitive bidding wars whenever it appears for sale. The $43 million price reflects not only its rarity and condition but the intense demand among collectors willing to pay a premium for a coin that embodies such a remarkable convergence of eras and historical significance. This valuation also highlights how the numismatic market can dramatically transform the worth of an object based on unique characteristics that appeal to collectors' passion and the story behind the coin. In a broader sense, this 1981 quarter dollar coin exemplifies how imperfections can lead to unparalleled value, transforming what would otherwise be a mundane piece of currency into a treasure of staggering financial and historical importance. It challenges the notion of perfection in coinage and instead celebrates the uniqueness that errors bring, creating a narrative that resonates with anyone fascinated by the unexpected twists in history and manufacturing. For anyone interested in the science and art of minting, the 1981 quarter offers an in-depth case study into how complex and sensitive the minting process is, how small deviations can lead to massive value, and how coins serve as records of their production era, telling stories beyond their monetary face value. The coin's journey from an overlooked piece of metal to a multi-million-dollar artifact is a testament to the passion and dedication of collectors, the expertise of numismatic professionals, and the enduring allure of rarity and error in the collectible world. It is an invitation to explore and appreciate the nuances of coin collecting, where every scratch, strike, and flaw might hold the key to incredible stories and fortunes. So, as we reflect on the 1981 quarter and its extraordinary worth, we celebrate not just a coin, but the rich tapestry of history, craftsmanship, and chance that makes the numismatic world endlessly captivating and rewarding. Last, the 1998 quarter, a seemingly ordinary coin that has captivated collectors and investors alike due to a series of rare errors and unique mistakes, which have elevated its value to an astonishing $14 million, making it one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of coin collecting. Today, we will explore in detail the story behind this coin, unraveling the complexities of the errors that transformed a common quarter into a multi-million-dollar treasure, and discussing the possibilities that contribute to its remarkable worth. The 1998 quarter is a fascinating example of how subtle variations and minting errors can turn something mass-produced into a highly valuable artifact. To understand why this quarter commands such an extraordinary price, we first need to appreciate the context in which it was produced. The United States Mint, responsible for producing billions of coins annually, operates with stringent quality controls and advanced machinery designed to create uniform coins. However, despite these high standards, errors occasionally occur during the minting process, ranging from minor die cracks to significant misstrikes or double strikes, and these errors can create coins that are rare and highly collectible. The 1998 quarter, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P Mint mark, is a particularly remarkable example due to the combination of several errors that occurred during its production. These mistakes were not just minor imperfections but significant deviations from the standard design and strike quality, making this quarter a unique specimen. One of the primary errors associated with this quarter is a misaligned die strike, where the coin's design was stamped off-center. This means that the images and text that should be perfectly centered on the coin's face appear noticeably shifted, causing one side to have a larger blank space and the other side's design elements to be partially cut off. Misaligned strikes are relatively rare because the machinery that holds the dies in place is designed to ensure precise alignment. When such an error occurs, it suggests a momentary failure or misplacement during the striking process, which, combined with high pressure, stamps the coin with this unusual offset. Another critical error contributing to the quarter's value is a double die effect, a mistake where the coin's design appears to have been struck twice with a slight offset. This doubling creates a shadow or ghost-like second image of the text or imagery on the coin, which is highly prized by collectors due to the visual appeal and rarity. Double dies usually result from a misalignment during the hubbing process when the design is transferred onto the die itself, meaning every coin struck with that die will carry the doubling error. The 1998 quarter is particularly famous because the doubling on the lettering and certain design elements is very pronounced, making it easy to identify and especially rare among other quarters produced in the same year. In addition to the misaligned strike and doubled die, There is also evidence of a broad strike error on some specimens of the 1998 P quarter. Broad strike occurs when a coin is struck without the proper restraining collar, causing the metal to spread out more than usual, resulting in a larger than normal diameter and often a flattened or distorted edge. Broad strike errors are extremely collectible because they are visually striking and occur less frequently than other minting mistakes. The combination of these three significant errors on the 1998 P quarter, misaligned die strike, double die effect, and broad strike, makes it extraordinarily rare. While individually, these errors might not command millions, the presence of all three on a single coin is what drives its unparalleled value. The rarity is compounded by the fact that only a very limited number of such coins were produced and even fewer have survived in excellent condition, which collectors highly prize. Condition is everything in coin collecting, and the 1998 P quarter that sold for $14 million was graded at an exceptionally high level by professional grading services, which assessed the coin's physical state, including the sharpness of its features, lack of wear, and absence of post-mint damage. This high grade combined with the rarity of the errors makes the coin one of the crown jewels in any numismatic collection. Beyond the physical errors, the provenance and history of the coin add to its allure and value. Provenance refers to the documented ownership history of a collectible, and coins that have been part of famous collections or have been displayed in prominent museums often command higher prices due to their historical significance. The 1998 P quarter in question was part of a well-documented find, with collectors and dealers tracing its journey from a rare batch discovered in circulation to its eventual sale at auction for an astronomical price. The discovery of such an error coin often starts with sharp-eyed collectors who spot something unusual among ordinary change. These coins then undergo rigorous examination by numismatic experts and grading companies to verify the authenticity and detail of the errors. The grading process is meticulous, requiring advanced imaging techniques and a deep understanding of minting processes to differentiate genuine errors from post-mint alterations or damage. Once authenticated and graded, coins like the 1998 P quarter become prized auction pieces, attracting bids from around the world. The $14 million price tag reflects not just the coin's rarity and condition but also the growing trend in the numismatic market where collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for unique and historic pieces. This quarter stands as a testament to how even the smallest manufacturing quirks can create enormous value over time. Speculation also plays a role in the coin's astronomical value. As coin collecting grows in popularity, and the number of high-quality error coins remains limited, demand increases faster than supply. Investors often view such rare coins as alternative assets, hedging against inflation and diversifying portfolios. The 1998 P quarter, with its compelling story and undeniable rarity, fits this niche perfectly. In addition, the United States Mint has never officially produced such an error on purpose, meaning each of these coins is an accidental creation of history, a one-of-a-kind anomaly that cannot be replicated. This accidental nature adds a layer of mystique and desirability. There are also rumors and theories among collectors and experts about the exact cause of the errors on the 1998 P quarter. Some suggest a momentary malfunction in the coin press machinery during a particular production run, while others speculate that multiple issues coincided during the die preparation phase. The precise interplay of these factors is difficult to determine definitively, but the mystery only enhances the coin's allure. Another factor contributing to the coin's high value is the story it tells about the minting process and the imperfections that can occur even in a highly automated system. It serves as a tangible piece of history, representing a rare instance where human oversight, mechanical malfunction, and material properties combine to create a unique collectible. Collectors and historians alike appreciate such coins for their ability to capture a moment in time, preserving an unexpected glimpse into the production line of one of the world's most prolific mints. It's also important to note the impact of media and public attention on the coin's value. Once the 1998 P quarter with these errors gained exposure through auctions, news articles, and numismatic forums, interest soared. This media attention often triggers a feedback loop, where rising prices draw more interest, which in turn pushes prices even higher. The $14 million sale is thus both a reflection of intrinsic rarity and the power of market dynamics driven by passionate collectors and investors. To put this value in perspective, most quarters, especially those minted in the late 20th century, are worth face value or just a few cents above it to collectors, unless they feature significant errors or are made from precious metals. The leap from a few cents to millions underscores how extraordinary the 1998 P quarter is. The coin has also become a benchmark for error coins, setting a new standard for what collectors might expect in terms of value when multiple, rare errors appear on a single coin in pristine condition. The implications for future coin collecting are profound, encouraging collectors to scrutinize their coins carefully and understand the nuances of minting errors, as well as inspiring mints to maintain or improve quality control measures to prevent unintentional mistakes. In summary, the 1998 P quarter worth $14 million is a spectacular example of how errors during the minting process, including misaligned die strikes, double die effects, and broad strike anomalies, combined with exceptional condition, limited availability, provenance, market demand, and historical intrigue can create a coin of staggering value. This quarter not only fascinates numismatists but also tells a compelling story about chance, craftsmanship, and the complex processes behind everyday objects.